That multivitamin you took this morning? It might contain toxic levels of lead. The vitamin D you're giving your kids? One brand was found to have 9,000% more than what's listed on the label, enough to cause kidney damage. In 2022, the FDA sent warning letters to over 40 vitamin companies for selling products with unlisted ingredients, contamination, and false health claims. In 2023, independent lab testing found that 46% of popular vitamin brands failed quality standards, containing either too little of what they promised or dangerous amounts of heavy metals. The vitamin industry is a $50 billion market with almost zero regulation. Companies can put whatever they want in a bottle, slap dietary supplement on the label, and start selling. The FDA doesn't test vitamins before they hit shelves. They don't verify what's on the label matches what's in the pill. They only step in after people get sick. These aren't fringe brands sold in dark corners of the internet. These are products on the shelves at CVS, Walmart, and Amazon. Your daily vitamin might be doing more harm than good, and the companies making them are counting on you never finding out. The supplement industry operates under the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act of 1994, which means supplements are regulated like food, not drugs. Companies don't need FDA approval before selling. They don't need to prove their products work. They don't even need to prove they're safe. So today we're exposing the 7 vitamin brands you need to avoid at all costs and 3 brands that get our seal of approval. You don't want to miss this one because some of these are probably in your medicine cabinet right now. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss content where we expose what the supplement industry doesn't want you to know. Brand number 1, NatureWise. NatureWise markets itself as a premium supplement brand with pure, potent formulations. They're sold on Amazon with thousands of positive reviews and claim to use only the highest quality ingredients. In 2019, independent testing by Clean Label Project found that NatureWise vitamin D3 contained concerning levels of lead and arsenic. The same testing revealed that their prenatal vitamins, marketed specifically to pregnant women, also showed detectable levels of heavy metals. Lead accumulates in the body over time. Even small amounts can cause neurological damage, especially in children and developing fetuses. Arsenic is a known carcinogen linked to multiple types of cancer. These aren't ingredients that should be in any supplement, let alone ones marketed as pure and natural. But here's the problem. NatureWise isn't required to test for heavy metals before selling. The contamination likely comes from the soil where ingredients are grown or from manufacturing processes. But without mandatory testing, consumers have no way to know what they're really getting. When the Clean Label Project results went public, NatureWise issued a statement saying their products meet all regulatory requirements. And they're right, because there are virtually no regulatory requirements. The FDA's acceptable levels for heavy metals in supplements are shockingly high, and even those aren't enforced unless someone gets sick and reports it. A bottle of NatureWise vitamin D3 costs about $15 for 360 soft gels. Seems like a good deal until you realize you might be paying to slowly poison yourself with lead. But NatureWise isn't alone in hiding contamination behind natural marketing. Brand number 2, Ollie Ollie has become one of the most recognizable vitamin brands, especially among younger consumers. Their colorful gummy vitamins are marketed as fun, convenient, and effective. They're in every Target, CVS, and grocery store in America. Here's what they don't advertise. Ollie gummy vitamins contain 2 to 3 grams of added sugar per serving. Their multivitamin gummies recommend a serving size of 2 gummies per day, which means you're consuming 4 to 6 grams of added sugar just from your vitamins. Some of their products require 4 gummies per serving, pushing sugar content even higher. But sugar is just the beginning. Check the ingredient list: glucose syrup, sugar, gelatin, citric acid, natural flavors, colors added, including artificial dyes, and a cocktail of preservatives. You're essentially eating candy with some vitamins sprinkled in. In 2017, Consumer Lab tested Ollie Kids Multi-Plus probiotic gummies and found they contained only 67% of the claimed probiotic content. The product promised 500 million CFU colony-forming units of probiotics per serving, but delivered only 335 million. That's a 33% shortfall from what's advertised on the label. Ollie's response: they claimed the testing was done near the end of the product's shelf life and that probiotic counts naturally decline over time. Which raises another question. If the product degrades that much before expiration, what are you actually getting when you buy it? The real issue is that gummy vitamins are fundamentally compromised. The gummy format can't accommodate the same nutrient levels as pills or capsules, because the vitamins would break down the gummy matrix. So manufacturers have to use lower doses, which means you're getting less of what you need and more sugar and artificial ingredients than you bargained for. An Oli multivitamin bottle costs $12 to $15 for a 70 count. You could buy actual quality vitamins for the same price without the sugar, artificial dyes, and misleading probiotic claims. But Ollie markets heavily to people who don't like swallowing pills, people who probably aren't checking the fine print. Safe alternative number one, Thorne Research. But before we continue with the brands to avoid, let me show you what quality actually looks like. Thorne Research is the gold standard in supplement quality. They're one of the few supplement companies that manufacture their own products instead of outsourcing to contract manufacturers. This gives them complete control over quality and sourcing. Thorne products are tested by NSF International, which verifies that products contain what's on the label and nothing that isn't. They use bioavailable forms, methylated B vitamins, chelated minerals, and natural vitamin E. Their multivitamins contain zero fillers, artificial colors, or unnecessary additives. The downside? They're expensive. A bottle of Thorne Basic Nutrients, 2 per day, costs $33 to $38 for a 30-day supply. But you're paying for actual quality, pharmaceutical-grade ingredients, rigorous testing, and formulations designed for absorption, not just label claims. Thorne is trusted by professional athletes, integrative medicine doctors, and people who've been burned by cheap supplements. This is the tier you should be shopping in, which makes the next brand on our list even more disappointing because they market themselves as premium but deliver anything but. Brand number 3, Nature Made. Nature Made is one of the largest and most trusted vitamin brands in America. They're pharmacist recommended, available everywhere, and have been around for decades. Their bottles proudly display USP verified logos, suggesting pharmaceutical grade quality. But verified doesn't mean what you think it means. USP verification only confirms that the product contains the ingredients listed on the label in the amounts claimed. It doesn't verify the quality of those ingredients, where they're sourced, or whether they're in bioavailable forms your body can actually use. Nature-made vitamins are almost entirely synthetic. Their vitamin E comes from petroleum-derived DL-alpha tocopherol, not natural D-alpha tocopherol from plant sources. Synthetic vitamin E is less bioavailable and has been shown in studies to be less effective than natural forms. Their B vitamins use cyanocobalamin instead of methylcobalamin, a cheaper, synthetic form that many people struggle to convert into usable forms. The filler ingredients are equally concerning. Check any Nature-Made bottle and you'll find magnesium stearate, titanium dioxide, a whitening agent linked to inflammation, artificial colors like FD and C yellow number 6, and polyethylene glycol, a petroleum-based compound. These fillers make manufacturing easier and cheaper, but offer zero nutritional value. In 2019, a class action lawsuit was filed against Nature-Made's parent company, Pharmavite, alleging that their made with organic label was misleading because the products contained primarily synthetic ingredients with only trace amounts of organic components. The lawsuit was settled, but Nature Made continues to use similar marketing language. A bottle of Nature Made multivitamin costs $10 to $12 for 100 tablets. You're paying for brand recognition and synthetic ingredients in a pill that's more filler than vitamin. The pharmacist recommended label? Pharmacists often recommend what they're most familiar with, not necessarily what's best. And Nature Made spends millions on marketing to ensure they're the familiar choice. If you're looking at your vitamin cabinet differently right now, good. That's the point. Hit that subscribe button for Foodclosure. We expose supplement scams and industry secrets every week. Drop a like and share this with someone who takes vitamins daily, because what you don't know can actually hurt you. Brand number 4, Centrum. Centrum is the best-selling multivitamin in America. It's been around since 1978 and is owned by Haleon, a pharmaceutical giant spun off from GlaxoSmithKline. Their marketing emphasizes complete nutrition and doctor recommendations. Here's the reality. Centrum uses the cheapest, least bioavailable forms of every nutrient. Their iron comes as ferrous fumarate, which causes digestive distress and is poorly absorbed compared to iron bisglycinate. Their calcium is calcium carbonate, the same compound found in chalk and antacids, which requires high stomach acid to absorb. Their magnesium is magnesium oxide, which has a bioavailability of only 4% and acts more as a laxative than a nutrient. The vitamin forms are equally problematic. Cyanocobalamin for B12 instead of methylcobalamin. Folic acid instead of methylfolate. Up to 40% of the population has genetic variations that make folic acid conversion difficult. Vitamin D2 instead of the more effective D3 in some formulations. A 2018 study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition tested how well various multivitamins dissolved and released nutrients. Centrum tablets were among the slowest to dissolve, with some not fully disintegrating even after the standard testing period. If a vitamin doesn't dissolve properly in your digestive tract, you're literally flushing it down the toilet. In 2012, Centrum faced a class action lawsuit alleging false advertising around their Centrum Silver product for adults 50 plus. The lawsuit claimed the product was marketed as supporting various health benefits that weren't substantiated by scientific evidence. The case was eventually dismissed on technicalities, but it highlighted how supplement companies make implied health claims without solid proof. The ingredient list reads like a chemistry experiment: talc, BHT, a preservative linked to cancer in animal studies, modified food starch, and artificial colorants. A 200-count bottle costs $15 to $18. You're paying for pharmaceutical company marketing and synthetic vitamins your body struggles to absorb. Centrum works for the pharmaceutical industry because it keeps people dependent on supplements without actually addressing nutritional deficiencies. It's the perfect product, cheap to make, expensive to buy, and just ineffective enough that you'll keep buying more. But at least Centrum is upfront about being synthetic. Our next brand hides behind natural claims. Safe alternative number 2, Pure Encapsulations. Now let's talk about another brand that actually delivers on quality promises. Pure Encapsulations is a professional-grade brand with a reputation for purity and quality. They're hypoallergenic, meaning their products are free from common allergens, artificial additives, GMOs, and fillers. Everything is third-party tested. Like Thorne, Pure Encapsulations uses bioavailable nutrient forms in transparent sourcing. Their facilities are GMP certified, which is a higher standard than what's legally required for supplements. Pure Encapsulations, one multivitamin costs $28 to $32 for 60 capsules, 30-day supply. Not cheap, but consistent quality with no surprises. Doctors often recommend Pure Encapsulations to patients with sensitivities or absorption issues because the formulations are clean and effective. This is what transparency looks like. You know exactly what you're getting and where it comes from, which makes it even more alarming when brands that market themselves as natural and pure turn out to be just as problematic as the synthetic ones. Brand number 5, Garden of Life. Garden of Life markets itself as the gold standard of natural supplements. Whole food vitamins, organic ingredients, raw, vegan, non-GMO. Their labels hit every wellness buzzword. They charge premium prices and position themselves as the opposite of synthetic vitamin brands. In 2016, Garden of Life recalled several batches of their raw calcium supplement because it potentially contained elevated levels of lead. This was particularly alarming because the product was marketed to pregnant women and children, the populations most vulnerable to lead exposure. But the recall revealed something worse. The lead contamination came from the natural whole food ingredients themselves. Garden of Life sources their calcium from marine algae, which can accumulate heavy metals from ocean water. The natural and organic certifications don't protect against contamination. They might actually increase the risk because natural sources aren't as controlled as synthetic manufacturing. In 2020, independent testing by Consumer Lab found that Garden of Life vitamin code raw iron contained concerning levels of lead, specifically 7.5 micrograms per daily serving. California's Proposition 65 requires warnings for lead levels above 0.5 micrograms per day. Garden of Life's product contained 15 times that amount. The company's response has consistently been that their lead levels are within acceptable limits, according to FDA guidelines. But those guidelines are dangerously high, especially for products marketed to pregnant women and children. And acceptable doesn't mean safe, it just means not illegal. Garden of Life products cost 2 to 3 times more than conventional vitamins. A bottle of their vitamin code, Women's Multi, costs $35 to $40 for a 30-day supply. You're paying premium prices for natural ingredients that may contain heavy metal contamination precisely because they're natural and unrefined. The whole food vitamin concept sounds appealing, but it's a marketing strategy more than a health benefit. Your body doesn't care if vitamin C comes from acerola cherries or ascorbic acid. It processes them the same way. But by calling it whole food, Garden of Life can charge triple the price and market to consumers who've been convinced that natural automatically means better. Brand number 6, One a Day. One a Day, owned by Bayer, yes, the pharmaceutical company, has been a household name for generations. The concept is simple. One pill once a day, complete nutrition. It's convenient, affordable, and trusted by millions. The quality is another story. One A day uses the same cheap synthetic ingredients as Centrum: calcium carbonate, magnesium oxide, cyanocobalamin, and folic acid. The bioavailability is poor, the nutrient forms are outdated, and the fillers include titanium dioxide, artificial colors, and talc. In 2012, the Center for Science in the Public Interest, CSPI, sued Bayer over one-a-day's advertising claims. The lawsuit alleged that one-a-day Weight Smart was marketed with false claims about supporting metabolism and weight management when no scientific evidence supported these benefits. Bayer eventually changed their marketing but paid no penalties. That's the pattern with one-a-day. Make bold health claims, wait for someone to challenge them, quietly change the marketing, repeat. Their proactive health line claimed to support prostate health with saw palmetto and lycopene. Despite limited evidence for these claims, their VitaCrav's gummy vitamins promise complete nutrition but deliver less than 50% of the nutrients found in their tablet versions. What makes one-a-day particularly problematic is the false sense of security it provides. People take one tablet and assume they're covered nutritionally, when in reality they're getting poorly absorbed synthetic vitamins with minimal impact on actual health markers. A 300-count bottle costs $18 to $22. That's about 6 cents per tablet, which should tell you everything about ingredient quality. You cannot manufacture, package, distribute, market, and retail a quality multivitamin for 6 cents. The math doesn't work unless you're using the absolute cheapest ingredients available. One A day is what happens when pharmaceutical companies apply drug industry thinking to supplements, create the cheapest possible product, spend millions on marketing, and rely on brand trust instead of quality. But at least one A day is a recognized brand with some accountability. Our next entry is the Wild West of vitamin manufacturing. Brand number 7, Amazon Private Label Vitamins. Amazon has quietly become one of the largest vitamin sellers in America through their private label brands, Solomo, Revli, and Amazon Elements. These products undercut name brands by 30 to 50% and are promoted heavily through Amazon's algorithm. The problem? Nobody knows who actually manufactures these vitamins. Amazon doesn't disclose their suppliers. The products have no transparent sourcing, no independent testing, and no accountability beyond Amazon's customer service department. In 2019, the FDA sent warning letters to multiple contract manufacturers that produce Amazon supplements, citing violations including failure to test ingredients, inadequate manufacturing controls, and failure to investigate contamination. Amazon quietly switched manufacturers without informing customers or recalling products. Consumer Reports tested several Amazon private label supplements in 2020 and found inconsistent dosing between batches. One test of Amazon Elements turmeric showed 15% variation in curcumin content between bottles with the same lot number. That means even within the same manufacturing batch, pills contain different amounts of the active ingredient. The real danger is contamination risk. Contract manufacturers that produce cheap private label supplements often run multiple product lines in the same facilities. Cross-contamination is common. You might be buying a vitamin C supplement that was manufactured in a facility also producing unlisted ingredients, allergens, or even pharmaceutical drugs. Amazon Elements vitamins cost $10 to $15 for products that name brands sell for $20 to $30. That price difference has to come from somewhere, and it's coming from quality control, testing, and ingredient sourcing. You're saving money up front and potentially paying with your health later. The reviews are heavily manipulated too. Amazon's own platform incentivizes positive reviews through its Vine program, where selected reviewers get free products in exchange for reviews. These aren't unbiased assessments. They're part of Amazon's marketing strategy. When you buy an Amazon private label vitamin, you're trusting the world's largest retailer with your health based on no transparency, no accountability, and a business model that prioritizes profit margins over product quality. That's not supplementation, that's gambling. Safe alternative number 3, life extension. So after all these brands to avoid, let me give you one more solid option that won't break the bank. Life Extension has been around since 1980 and operates differently than most supplement companies. They're a nonprofit organization that funds aging research and creates supplements based on scientific literature rather than marketing trends. All Life Extension products are tested by independent labs, and they publish their testing results. They use quality ingredients at clinically relevant doses not the token amounts found in cheaper brands. Their 2 per day multivitamin consistently ranks as one of the best values in quality supplementation. A bottle of Life Extension, 2 per day, costs $10 to $12 for 60 capsules, 30-day supply. This is the best quality to price ratio you'll find. Not quite as premium as Thorne or Pure encapsulations, but leagues ahead of anything sold at CVS or Walmart. If you can't afford Thorne or Pure encapsulations, Life Extension is your next best option. Quality ingredients, transparent testing, and pricing that's actually reasonable for what you're getting. What to look for and final message. When shopping for vitamins, look for third-party testing seals from NSF, USP, or Consumer Lab. Check ingredient forms, methylated B vitamins, chelated minerals, natural vitamin E. Avoid products with long lists of fillers, artificial colors, or titanium dioxide. Here's the truth. The supplement industry is built on the honor system, and most companies have no honor. They're counting on you not reading labels, not checking testing, not questioning why their products cost $10 when quality versions cost $35. Your health isn't worth gambling on cheap vitamins made with synthetic ingredients, contaminated with heavy metals, or manufactured by unknown facilities with no accountability. You're better off eating nutrient-dense food and taking nothing than taking supplements that slowly poison you. The brands you avoid matter as much as the brands you choose. And now you know which ones to leave on the shelf. If this changed how you see the supplement aisle, subscribe to Foodclosure. We expose health industry scams every week. Hit that like button. Share this with someone who takes daily vitamins, and I'll see you in the next video.